We're gonna continue the last faith. About an hour in yesterday, maybe a bit less than an hour, only defeated the first boss. Had a pretty good impression, but I read some mixed reviews about the game. So yeah, let's just hope that for me the experience will be positive.
Gratified to lay my eyes upon you once more.
Mithringal. Tell me of this place.
I recall my days in Mithringal with fondness, dear wanderer, yet it is a city that now exists merely in my dreams. The contamination smote what I held most dear. The cloud still holds the city hostage. Hence why I remain here, with no hope of forgetting. Despair and distrust has overwhelmed the people. Just like our ancestors, we squabble and doubt each other's loyalty. We've not learned from their mistakes.
Surely you must have some desire to leave this place.
If I were to leave, it would challenge the despicable power that controls our beloved Mithringal. A terrifying power no one dares to test, and that includes you. That is why you must find Herman. He is the man who seeks the cure for your affliction.
Okay. So we can go left. If I want to go down. Okay. Oh, I do have the pistol equipped now. What? Is that because I didn't have ammo for it earlier? Do I use it? Right trigger. Right, I got a key. At first I thought we were gonna explore this, but I guess I have to use the key from somewhere. No, I don't know. Could have broken. Find that. The mirror now.
My lady, why do you push such a heavy burden?
This carriage is no burden, not compared to that which weighs upon my mind. The presence of children, those forgotten. They are supreme and need protection. Only this carriage can provide such sanctuary. They are scattered throughout this world, and there are many away from this land of toil where they will forever be safe. Find them, and I shall show you enormous gratitude.
Alright. Well, another dead end. Hope we can unlock some. It did say the key unlocks some other thing. Well, I just have to find out. Open. Ah, we can jump down. I didn't know. Awesome. Skull Cleaver. It looks cool. My first new weapon. Ah, okay. This reminds me of Dark Souls with the weapon scaling. I think it works exactly the same, probably. So this is a dexterity weapon, which means the more dexterity I have, you know, their dexterity rating is C, so the more dexterity I have, the more damage it'll do based on my dexterity with a C rating. So, for example, if I have, let's say, 100 dexterity, a C rating weapon is good, But a B rating would be even better, and A, you know, would be even more affected by the dexterity. I don't know if there's S. But basically, the higher the letter, the more it is affected by my dexterity level. So sadly, I have not invested in strength. I'd like to think. I have 8 strength. Oh, I did choose a dexterity character, so is what it is. Want to see the others. A bit slower as well. Oh wait, we also had the other R1, was it? Oh, cool. Oh, it's 8 out of 10. Can I get there? If I can spend my XP, or I know it has a name, but I forgot what it was. Brooks. I'm gonna check my health or health. Tiny bit. Haven't tried the gun yet. Curious if it's worth using to damage. Where I came from? Oh yeah, it is. Bit of a derp moment. That does a lot of damage. It's just a bigger version of. What about that spell? Oh. So that costs focus. Cool. So I can use that as secondary weapon. Oh. That's a bit sad. Well, I didn't have a lot of HP, and I can get it back if I don't fail again. Oh, I didn't expect that. I should have. Lesson learned. Okay, so that's what bleeding does. If I roll, I get fucked. bad, doggo. Very bad doggos. Oh, he does melee me. Well, at least there's not falling damage, at least from that height. Yeah, I should not have jumped there. Get up. This. Cool. I can only jump down on the wooden platforms. I should go to the left there so I can grab the item. Can only hold 7, it seems. I'll use one if I see enemies.
Something catches your eye?
Your wares are of no interest to me.
Pity. Surely you require an instrument to protect yourself. This place is an unforgiving one. My darling daughter was not so fortunate. She was taken inside that place. My heart is weighed down with my grief. Nevertheless, it is a heart that would surely be lightened with a purchase. Regret is not something you will feel.
what is your daughter's fate to be?
It is a heavy price, but one demanded by the church. A church with prejudice against its own congregation, sucking the hope out of us all. She is in the chains of these wretched people. I must resign myself to a fate of a hunt, an all-consuming pursuit of those who hold her. I must. Your purchase will be gratefully received, and will return a mere fraction of the warmth to my heart. So, what say you? But be quick, my time is limited, and I must relinquish my daughter from the hell she's in.
Well, I don't know if I need any of this. I'm pretty good. I'll buy one. Raving of a ring. Oh, we can actually get inside. Middle Mist Pastilles. What's that? Removes burning effect. Won't move. Oh, a little creep. Oh. Didn't want to drop down. Oh. Did you say fuck you? Probably something else sounded like it. Who's this? Fuck are you dropping? What? Oof. I have a lot to explore here. Okay. So that one I cannot roll past. Interestingly enough. Oh, my counter didn't work. Jump over that fucker. Ah, get used to the dodge roll now, so I have to learn to jump over him. At least the checkpoint is very nice. Dumbass. Oh shit. Holy crap. Very cool. Do I have some kind of bestiary? Cool to have. Like we got a shortcut to get up here. Can I blow the wall up here? Wow, that actually worked. I did not expect that.
You're a fine piece of meat.
Night tides. The I know it's good for. Oh shit. Oh well. I think these mean loadings. Maybe I should use my XP. Don't like it that I have to travel though. That's a similar issue I have with Bloodborne. And Dark Souls 2. Every time you want to level up, you gotta travel somewhere instead of just being able to do it at the checkpoint. Like, just let me do it at the checkpoint. It just takes a lot of the flow out of the game. What is that? Flying people.
Come closer, warrior.
Close enough, bitch. Awesome. Game tells me what it did. Good design. Fuck. Okay, so they definitely can throw at different distances.
Closer, warrior.
You, out there! I must unshackle myself from these four walls. I am caged in, unable to spread my wings. I need
Oh,
assistance.
you're a dead man, all right.
To blow this up. Do I have any more explode? I don't. I need to buy some. Okay. Dickhead.
Sir, allow me to assist you.
Ah! Stay back, scoundrel! This is nae place for a traveller. What a boneheaded thing to do. You could have gotten yourself killed, laddie. And in my house, too.
This is your abode? I know of a much safer place.
You pulling the wool over me eyes, laddie?
No, it is a safe place for many. A place free of scourge. For now, at least.
Aye, I've heard whispers of it. But only whispers. Gives me the shivers, it does. How do I know that I can trust you and the words you speak? You aren't one of those things. Perhaps you're concealing yourself. It's exactly the manner of deception I'd expect. You could be after me artifacts. Technology many would marvel at.
Yeah, at this point I'd just be like, alright, suit yourself.
I assure you, I am merely seeking to find my way.
I suppose it's the best offer I'll get. Aye, be seeing you at the manor. I suppose it's the best offer.
Oh, bomb. Moosey, how you doing? Welcome. I was hoping you'd show up when I'd be playing this game. Have you heard of this game before?
You, out there! I must unshackle myself from these walls. I am caged in, unable to spread my wings.
Never heard of it, but as soon as I load stream, I was like, yeah, like this gives me very heavy Castlevania and Bloodborne vibes. And considering I know you're a big fan of Castlevania, I was instantly thinking this might be up your alley. Yeah, I'm not sure if I recognize the sprite either, to be fair, but it looks like a dancing dude. Oh my. Oh. Ah, it's from the Blues Brothers? Really? You actually have a emote of that game specifically? Holy crap. Slayer dude would love it. Oh, did not mean to go back into that. Oh crap, we didn't dodge. Got gifted a sub to a channel with the Blues Brothers emote. First thought was, I gotta see that. Holy crap, that's crazy. I do. Definitely make sure you show it to Slayer if he shows up. I'm sure he'll love it as well. I'm gonna restart my bot because it's been posting. Yeah. Sadly Slayer's not here yet, but he's bound to show up at any moment, I think. He usually shows up at around this time. Oh god, these little fucks. Oh, you mean Blasphemous? Yeah, I did hear this game got compared to Blasphemous a bit. You definitely can say this is a bit like Blasphemous, a bit like Bloodborne, a bit like Castlevania. Some people even go as far as saying it's a straight Blasphemous ripoff, but I think people usually call something a ripoff too quickly. Yeah, exactly. Plus, if games aren't allowed to be like heavily inspired by other games, then it just heavily stifles innovation. Looks like it could be a stolen asset. Okay. Well, I have not played Blasphemous yet. I do have it, but it is on my list to play it actually. So. But yeah, I'd also say like the style is very similar to Bloodborne, but you know, in 2D instead of 3D. And Bloodborne I have played, so at least I'm confident in saying it's like Bloodborne. China goes too far with no IP protection. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a line to be crossed. We're quickly gonna grab some more water. Yeah, there's that absolutely a middle ground. You know, it's like obviously back when Doom first came out and a lot of other people made FPS games, then they were usually called Doom clones. And plenty of people would call them Doom ripoffs as well. But you know, without all those people trying to also make FPS games, we wouldn't have like the genre grow and grow and get more FPS games. We would never have gotten gems like Half-Life. I mean, Doom was made by the same devs as Wolf 3D, so at least at that point I wouldn't, you know... When it's the same developers, I wouldn't call it a ripoff per se, but... Because then it's like them just innovating on their own idea, I guess. Well, I see what you mean. It's still, like, similar. Yeah. No, they were the same devs. Id Software. They basically started with Wolf 3D. Well, actually it's not entirely true, because there was also Catacomb 3D and stuff like that before Wolf 3D, but... And their next project was Doom and Doom 2, and then after that they made Quake. They were like a small group of people, like... Back when they made Doom, they were literally just a group of young guys just in their basement eating pizza and coding some games. You can even see the same names in the credits. Like, it's possible some people maybe moved around, that, you know, some people joined after or went away, but it was like the same company as far as I know. As you know, as much as you can call it a company, because it was just a small dev group, honestly. Yeah, I to be fair, I wasn't aware that there was such a small time frame between the releases. Let me look it up now, I'm curious. Wolf 3D released May 5, 1992. Doom December 10th, 1993. That's a bit more than a couple months, I'd say. Between, yeah, May 5th, 92, December 10th, 93. So that's more than a year. It's still an impressive amount of time, I'd say, but it's definitely over a year. Say 1.5 year almost. And if you look at the designers and directors and stuff over here. So director Tom Hall, designer John Romero, John Carmack, Adrian Carmack. And then if you look at Doom, it's the same list, but with maybe some extra names. So John Romero, Tom Hall, Sandy Peterson, John Carmack, Adrian Carmack, but some other people like Bobby Prince, Kevin Cloud, Dave Taylor. So got a couple more people in. Oh, that reminds me of God of War, that animation. That's literally like killing the gargoyle in God of War. Yeah, exactly. 1.5 years is fast, but definitely not impossible to do for a group of talented people. Yeah, I miss those times. Not because, not saying that people should like be overworking themselves, but just people making games out of passion. Still, thankfully, happens in the indie game scene, but you know, that's when you see the best games, when people actually put love and care into their games. When the motivation of creating the game is creating a passion project instead of creating a product for income. Yeah, absolutely. It's why, thankfully, right? Because people are saying that, like, a video game crash is going to happen, or some people even say it's already happening. But they generally mean AAA video game crash. And honestly, if that's gonna happen, then I really don't care, because I don't care that much about AAA games in the current state they're in. Like, there's some good ones that come out every now and then. But in general, I would not... You know, I would probably say it would be for the best if a AAA video game crash happened. And, you know, I just am aware... I just know that indie games will, you know, do fine, because people still love and support indie games. Well, something happened. It's very rare for me to buy AAA games. I mean, my PC can't even handle most of them now, because my PC is now out of date, kind of. No, and there are still some AAA games I do plan on playing and play every now and then that are like a bunch older, a bunch of years older. But yeah, I mean, fuck, even looking at the new Game Awards is just cringe. The Game Awards nominations. Like, I've stopped following the Game Awards ever since they screwed over Doom Eternal a couple of years back. Because it, like, I wasn't even thinking that it would need to win Game of the Year, but it didn't even win Best Action Game, and it didn't win Best Soundtrack. And I think either one of those two it should have won. Either Best Soundtrack or Best Action. This literally is just, like, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. That's why I stopped watching it. And nowadays, yeah, it is true. For the Game Awards, the audience votes is only 10%, and the rest of the jury decides the 90%. Just such bullshit. Well, like, I don't actively follow it, but I just happen to watch some YouTubers that I follow that like talked about it. And the thing is, for Game of the Year, apparently like DLCs are being nominated now, which I find hilarious. Like, I think it could have its own category, DLC/expansions. But just an entire expansion being nominated as Game of the Year, I think is a bit ridiculous, a bit stupid. Because I do believe, like, the nomination is Elden Ring's Shadow of the Erdtree, and I heard it's a great expansion. But yeah, I do think expansions should have their own categories. Yeah, same actually for remakes and remasters. I think would also be a good thing to have their own categories. And something that also grinds my gears, it's more of a nitpick that I never heard anyone else complain about. Only me. But they lump categories together like strategy and simulation. It's like, why are strategy and simulation games put into one category? They're not even the same. And the same with sports and racing games. Why are they bunched together in one category? Sports games and racing games are not the same. Just like simulation and strategy games are not the same. So I just think it's the stupidest thing ever that they are bunched up in a single category. Oh, no, not racing games and strategy. So it's like one category is simulation strategy, so simulation/strategy, and another category is sports and racing. Oh yeah, racing sim. Oh, you're true. You're right. You could have racing sims as well. You're right. My bad. I misunderstood you. Ah, right. Fair. I haven't checked. Hold on, let me check. I'm just curious, but I'm gonna guess something like a flight sim, yeah. Any kind of sim game, so something like a flight simulator. So like Microsoft releases Flight Simulator, right? So yeah, something like that would get put in the same category as a strategy game, which is so dumb. Let's see, sim. Yeah, it's literally best sim/strategy game. At least there's no sim games, as far as I can tell, nominated, so there's no good comparison to be made. Yeah, I think the reason they're doing it is because they're niche genres, and because of that, they want to still catch that, so they just bunch a few genres together. So Age of Mythology Retold, right? That was the Age of Mythology remaster. Frostpunk 2. Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. I don't know what that is. Manor Lords. Unicorn Overlord. So I think those are all just strategy games. And then there's also Best Sports / Racing. So Formula 1 24. EA Sports FC, NBA 2K25, Top Spin 2K25, and WWE 2K24. Okay. So those are like 3 sports games, all made by 2K, all nominated. They couldn't have even bothered to just grab an indie sports games, because there are indie sports games out there. And didn't any Forza games come out this year? And like, there's plenty of indie racing games as well, but I don't know if there's a new Forza that came out. No, last year. Yeah. But that's what's so stupid. So there's one racing game, which is Formula 1. And then the other is... Oh, that's also EA, by the way. So you got Formula 1, the only racing game. And yeah, you could say racing is motorsport, but I still think conventional sports and racing are not the same thing, of course. But yeah, you got one racing game, which is F1 by EA Sports. Then you got EA Sports FC, which is like FIFA of EA, but after they lost the FIFA rights. So you got 2 EA games and then 3 2K games. It's literally just 2 publisher, one with two games and the other with 3 games. Yeah. It is, it's so stupid. Yeah, I stopped watching it a few years back. I really don't care. And I know there's a lot of game reveals as well and stuff, but I don't care. The only game reveals show I care about at the moment is Realms Deep. Because they actually have exciting FPS games that they announce a lot. But I don't care about any other shows. Gold Ashes. Powders are produced by students of... The guidance of senior scientists, however, at their teaching, followed blindly ignorant of the ancient technology at their foundation. We understand this knowledge lost to... So it's a spell. Spells I can equip in my other hand. Costs 20 focus. Lunge forward instantly, generating a fiery explosion. Game reveal of Concord. Yeah. And everyone in the small community I was watching said it sounded like an uninspired clone of a bad game and super boring. That one definitely deserved it, absolutely. Yeah, it's Concord. And it's the biggest flop ever because literally everyone refunded their game. Like, everyone got offered a refund because it got taken offline, like, not even a week after release. And so they had to refund everyone. So it literally, they literally meant earned $0 from it. That's literally what they earned. I just think it's pathetic as well that someone at Sony thought they could ask money for it. That's what's so dumb. It's like there's so many free-to-play hero shooters that are popular. You look at Overwatch 2. You look at the one by Riot Games. I forgot what it was called. There's Apex Legends. There's I don't know. There's like so many of them, but I'm not keeping track of them. What's popular now, what isn't. But it's such an oversaturated market, and most of them are free to play. And they just have the chutzpah to fucking be like, yeah, we're gonna release one and ask money for it. In like a fucking live service multiplayer game where the whole thing is you need to have players, you need to have active players to keep your fucking game alive. Which is only harder to do if you're gonna ask a fucking payment for it. Yeah. But the thing is that, you know, I do think it's a good thing to appeal to niche crowds, but hero shooters are like, you know, not a niche genre. They're like an oversaturated genre. So in that case, and they rely on multiplayer. So in that case, yeah, definitely gotta make it free to play if they want to compete. Overwatch 1 was a one-time purchase, yes. It was a big success, honestly. I think Overwatch is like the most successful hero shooter. But I hate Overwatch with a passion and out of spite, because it's Overwatch's fault that Battleborn failed. And Battleborn was actually really good. Because Battleborn was more than just a PvP arena shooter. It also had like MOBA modes. Like, literally, think of MOBA like League of Legends, but in first-person shooter mode. And I know there's other games now that do it as well. But it was so fun. And it like had the level up system like in League of Legends, that you level up through each match and you can choose like different progression thingies to have like a build. Yeah, and Battleborn also did not have microtransactions. It was a one-time purchase, no microtransactions, but they did release like DLC expansions. They'd release like PvE missions that you could play co-op with friends. And then you would like play them and you'd get like better gear and stuff like that. But there were no microtransactions in that game. None. No battle passes, no microtransactions. Only thing you could buy was like extra PvE missions that they released over time. Hi Slayer. I'm doing pretty good. How about you, buddy? Yeah, so in Battleborn there was a level system, but like there was a level system outside of the battles, I think. But also like in League of Legends, that every battle you would start, you know, have to level from 0 to a certain level again as you go through the match. So similar like in League of Legends. Yeah, I told Moosey to show you that emote. You'll recognize it right away. Although Moosey was already planning to show it to you anyway, so... There's a ladder there. Oh, I'm not in the right spot at all. I'm somewhere else entirely. Went to the wrong travel. This is where I want. So this is the other game you gifted me, Slayer, by the way. Oh shit. So I hope you're gonna enjoy the stream. How's the game so far? So far it's pretty good. I'm getting a big vibe mix of Castlevania meets Bloodborne and heavy inspiration of Blasphemous, but I have not played Blasphemous myself yet. And I have not finished Bloodborne yet. I keep telling myself I want to go back to Bloodborne at some point, but I just usually cannot be arsed to plug in my PS4. But at some point I need to do that. The Dance or Dark Souls 3. Yeah, I've not played Dark Souls 3 sadly, so I don't know which boss that is. Still want to play. Yeah, I need to finish Bloodborne. Then I want to play Sekiro and then Dark Souls 3. And then Elden Ring, assuming even my PC can run that shit. But yeah, I'm having a good time with this game. I fought one boss so far, but that was yesterday at the end of a short session. There's thankfully generous checkpoints so far, with like a boss fight and like a pretty mini boss fight that I had, and that I appreciate. I definitely enjoy bosses that kick your ass and have patterns you need to learn, as long as like the checkpoint is fairly generous with like not spawning you too far away and not punishing you too hard. Now there's also a parry I can use that can heal me if I parry at the right moment, but I'm not a big parry person. But who knows? Yeah, that takes me back. Yeah, definitely in terms of the map, it's very Metroidvania. As you can see, there's a lot of going up and down and stuff. This is so far what I've all explored. So yeah, definitely, you know, definitely good that they have a map like this, telling you what's locked, what is unlocked. Because if it didn't have a map like this, boy, would I be rating this game badly, but it has a map, so that's good. The gate open now. Oh, there's more things I need to unlock. This. CV3. Not sure what CV3 is. Great mystery. Oh, Castlevania 3. Yeah, I only played Castlevania 1. And I have extensively watched AVGN play Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest. I know Simon's Quest is infamous. But when I get to play Simon's Quest, I'll allow for heavy backseating, just because I know how cryptic that game is. Like, I'm already aware I'm not gonna figure out shit by myself. So it's totally fine to backseat when I'll play that. Yentia report. Colleagues, as you can see, the wingspan of the particular cold one. There's about 5.5 meters on stable flight. However, there's never premature wing structure. There's evolution. In the recent mutations, we have seen effects in the video. No clue what's going on. You would have assumed this was Blasphemous 2 with a character mod. Looks pretty similar. That's fair. One kind of complaint I have about this game, at the beginning when you start, you get to select a class, and you see like different images of characters, but I've read that in the end it does not change how your character is gonna look, and you don't get any armors later in the game either. So it's kind of like a false impression when you select a class. Because it's only like changes like your starting stats and I think maybe starting weapon. So that I didn't like, kind of giving me a false idea. But it's not the biggest deal in the world. Just a bit of a nitpick. Yeah, who knows, maybe. Jump down there. Yeah, but I assume in Cyberpunk you can equip different clothes later on to make yourself look cool. I've read that in this game there's literally nothing in terms of clothing you can equip throughout the entire game. Which, you know, makes sense considering I don't see any options here. You know, and I don't care that much that's not there, but based off the class selection, it gave me the impression that it was going to be a thing. Yeah, it's kind of like Dark Souls, that it just changes your base stats and starting weapon, kind of. But at least in Dark Souls, you do get, like, armors later on, depending on your playstyle. So if you go, like, heavy strength build, you'll be able to wield strength-based armor later on in the game. If you go for a more nimble build, there's going to be, like, lighter leather armors and stuff like that. Well, here there's like no armors at all. Again, not a problem, but I just got like the wrong expectation from the class selection screen. So I was just a bit sad, but not a big deal, not a game breaker or something. But there's definitely replay value if you care about weapon difference. Because I have 3 weapons, but only, like, this is actually my starting weapon. And this works exactly like in Bloodborne and Dark Souls. you can see the weapon scaling gets a grade, and that grade determines, if that skill, how much it boosts your damage with that weapon. So this is a dexterity weapon because it has a C on dexterity, but not a letter on anything else. So basically, the more dexterity you have, the more damage you do with this weapon. But if it would be a B, it would be a better weapon in dexterity because it would be a better grade. So this is the one I started with because I chose like a... I did choose like rogue or something like that. So we got like a dexterity star, which is fine. I don't mind. I like the fast weapons. I also got the skull cleaver, but that's a strength weapon. It's got a D. And then I got this night tide route, which is a dexterity and a mind weapon, D and a C. Well, I've not really put anything in C at the moment, but you know, it's still dexterity as well. So, but attack stats down there, it says my current weapon 60 plus 18. Skull Cleaver is slower, but does more damage. It's 90 minus 4, because I don't have high enough level for it. And then this one is 55 plus 8, which is kind of like a whip-ish kind of weapon. I'll show it. It's got nice range, though. Yeah, it's definitely very similar to Dark Souls. Or the range might be very useful, yeah, the range is nice though on this thing. We do a bit less damage, but the range is... But yeah, at least I do appreciate it when they put a lot of effort into the weapons here. It's like quantity over, or quality over quantity. Every weapon feels a bit more unique. I can appreciate that. Compared to a lot of games that have like millions of weapons that are like not as unique. Where there's like a ton of useless weapons. Yeah, it is a very large thumbnail, you're right. Again, this just shows how nice focus there is on the art, right? Like you can see, definitely someone put effort into like designing a cool looking one. Like look at these, like this one looks the least interesting, but look at the details on this axe. Like holy fuck, that looks cool. All the details on that, and then look at this as well with like the trident thing with all the separate thingies. It looks really cool. Yeah, exactly. These are very different individually. Like, if I do the Skull Cleaver, it's a way slower weapon. There's also, you can see the second bar in the top left, that's empty at the moment, is like a resource I can use to do like special attacks, which will have different animations entirely. So with this one, it's like a jumping charge attack. I haven't tried this one yet, and with this one, it's like, sometimes you see me use it, like some different kind of stabs. Oh, again, a spell. Use and study of the corrupted stars were considered forbidden by the Ethereal Order due to their original connection to the Daughters of the Night Tide. Well, they were rediscovered by a group of scientists seeking refuge from the Order in Erlim for the Black Hole's protection. Look at all this lore. So spells. It's a slog to sort through them, which gives 2% better, or 1% worse speed. Yeah, exactly. Like I definitely don't mind it in games like Diablo or Borderlands, but definitely I do think not all games need it. Like, I can definitely appreciate it when there's just a bit more focus on quality over quantity. Yeah. sometimes it's, you know, it also depends on the UI design, if it's easy to just upgrade or not. Like, if there's a good UI that just easily tells you this is the best weapon you have right now, with some clear information, then that's nice. But if it's like too tedious of a task to have to look which one is better, then yeah, then it becomes annoying. I can. Oh yeah, there's also charge attacks. I don't really use them often because I focus a lot on rolling and stuff. I haven't tried the charge attacks on the others. I have on this one. Yeah. Yeah, we got the left-hand weapons, which are pistol and spells. So this is pretty nice because the pistol uses bullets that we collect, and the spells use focus. I haven't used these two yet. Launch a dark star and review the damage fuzz, but this is nice. Like, you can just switch them. I do wish there was maybe a quicker button to switch between these. Like, if I could just swap, like I can swap items, that would be nice. These are my items, so this is my heal, this is my second bar restoration, this is like a bomb I can throw, this is setting my weapon on fire for extra damage. But there's like no extra things, and the stigma is like my extra ability, so at the moment I have one, which is like interrupting an enemy attack. It's basically like a counter, so if I time it right, I regain health from it. Actually, there's a second thing here. Maybe I can. Oh. Right. That's pistol. Is that the spell? Can I not use it? Oh, maybe I need 13 mind for it. Got it. I don't have high enough stats. Why? Because my mind is 10. That's why I can't use that. Got it. I can use this one though. So I can swap it. So maybe this one as well then. Ah, okay, so I can do that. That's cool. New thing I figured out. We can swap weapons on the fly, so I can do this. And then I can change it to that one if I want more range. Cool. This one I also cannot use, apparently. Oh, I probably need 12 instinct, and I probably don't have that. No, I have 8 instinct. So yeah, for this extra spell, my requirements are not high enough. I can only use this one because I do have enough stats for this one. I'll just keep that one equipped. Oh. Oh wait, it's because I need mana, I think. I don't think. Oh, because I did use this one earlier, but huh? Yeah. It is a second. It is because I have an empty bar. I don't have mana for it. Because it's the same bar. The third bar I have is for the block, this thing. Yeah. Add Diablo style stat RNG to them. Get why some people like it. Yeah, I mean, for me, it really depends on how it is implemented and if it fits the game. I think it fits some games well. I think if the game is highly focused on killing and combat, like if you're like actually killing stuff constantly in combat, if it's like 90% combat, that there's like a lot of stuff being killed and you get a lot of drops, which is the case in stuff like Diablo and Borderlands. Like you're really just shooting constantly, killing a lot. It's all about that rush of power. But in a game like this, that's like a lot more slower and methodical, I think it would be very stupid to implement it in a game like this. Same with stuff like Dark Souls. So for me, it really depends on the type of game. And in a lot of games, it does get added very obnoxiously, I feel. Also, I'm like really overwhelmed right now with all the ways I can go, because you can see there's like so many other areas I can still explore, but thankfully the game keeps track on the map of where I've been. And at least I can always go to all the other spots. Federal Inquisition. Yeah, a lot of AAA games try to shoehorn in a lot of the crap with like loot. In a lot of games where it doesn't make sense. Like there was that Marvel game kind of thing that flopped that had that. This looks climbable, but I might need an ability to climb here. This looks like a typical Metroidvania spot where I need something to learn to climb here. Yeah, I mean, there's like multiple Marvel games. I don't know which one it was, but there's like a whole bunch of them, and there was like one a couple years ago that kind of flopped. I mean, not Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. That was like another game that kind of flopped, but like it didn't have the loot crap. It was like a whole nother one. I don't. No, I'm not saying it played like Diablo. It was actually a third-person action game, or yeah, kind of like third-person action game. But it was like I know which one you're talking about. The Diablo-like. That was a longer time ago. That was killed. I actually enjoyed that a little bit when I played it. But I'm talking about like another game that was not like Diablo. It was like a action-adventure game, but it had the loot crammed in. I don't remember what the name was. I have to. Marvel's Avengers? Is that it? No longer available on Steam. Oh yeah, I think it's Marvel's Avengers. So it released in 2020 and now it's not available on Steam anymore, apparently. But yeah, like Marvel's Avengers, if you look up gameplay of that, that's like prime example of a game that actually, gameplay-wise, didn't look that bad. But they shoehorned in the whole loot crap thing in that game, while it didn't need to have it. Like, that's a perfect example of a game that did not need all that loot-based crap and stuff with a billion drops that have minuscule stat differences and shit. The old Marvel Diablo-like fans have been remaking it. Play last month, pretty nostalgic. Nice. So is it like a fan-made server, or is it like a something you can run locally? Yeah, usually if it's fan-made stuff, then they usually just unlock stuff. Fan-made, not licensed. Like, I know Age of Empires Online was like this free-to-play online Age of Empires game, but they took the servers offline, and then fans of the game have like fan-made servers that you can play, and you just have all the paid stuff unlocked for free. Stores in the game, everything is free. Yeah, that makes sense. At least they do that, which is nice. Exploit boosters. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. In a moment like that, everything should just be free, because I don't think anyone would appreciate it if they just make money off of that. Move here. I don't know what to do with this. Yeah. Too bad there's not more icons here, though, of like what's blocking. That I don't like. Like, it doesn't put an icon here of like that thing is blocking there. There should be more details on the map of like what is causing a dead end, because they're doing the locked doors, but not the other things, so that's a bit dumb. Sucking up the game. Freaky little fellas. Oh, I need to get there from above to, hold on, let me do that. Abandoned military boat or submarine. I don't remember anything like that. Or you mean the hub? It was a long time ago since I played it, so... Yeah, it's always sad when these games get shut down. Oh, they heard one of the villains. Okay, then no, I have no idea.
Remain where you are. I do not wish to be disturbed.
My apologies. Yet I cannot help but notice your anguish.
Also, by the way, can I just say that this game has very fucking good voice acting?
Not anguish, but an acceptance of the truth that has evaded me for so long. Tell me, what are you?
Eric.
That's the first part of the game. Longer than tutorial section. Okay, I probably forgot about it then.
I know whom you are. But what is your purpose here?
Prayer. Yourself?
To mourn. Seek refuge. Many here do. It's a place of acceptance. Finality. Forced upon us by the people up high to save themselves from ailment. A callous man haunts it. One who will doom us all in the end. So, I have accepted my fate, and became familiar with where I am destined to be, right here. I cannot continue my life until my husband is at peace. This is impossible without the flowers, only found in the sea city. I fear I will never be able to place them here with my beloved. It is a dangerous path, but one your strong heart can sustain. Will you bring them to me, Eric?
Okay, so I see multiple NPCs asking for certain items. And I should be making notes of that, because I didn't know it would be multiple. So now this is, I think, the third NPC that wants a certain item. And if I don't make notes, then I'm gonna lose track of which ones I need to bring where. I forgot already what the other was one about. It was like two more NPCs that wanted. I'll have to see if I'll be interested in trying it out one day, but yeah, I'll probably wait for it to be in a better playable state. Or not playable, but like once it's like more complete. Yeah, back to like the voice acting, like considering this is an indie game, you know, I'd assume they probably don't have a budget for like professional voice actors and stuff, so they, you know, usually get like, I don't know, either they do it themselves or they hire like, you know, more you know, amateur voice actors and stuff. But I always appreciate when they actually have good voice acting, you know. Really nice to see talented people putting in effort. Felt kind of hollow. Play because of the incompleteness, that nostalgia value from it. Yeah, same for me with Battleborn. There's like, I played the fuck out of that, and fans are also making it playable nowadays. But there was only like a playable demo with like, you get like a prompt, then you type in some numbers of which characters and stuff to play, and then you can play through a mission that's like semi-working, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait for that to be more complete as well. Another one of these doors. Yeah, Battleborn was paid, and then later it got like partly free to play. It was like the PvP content became free to play, but the PvE content was still paid. Something along that line. I'm so sad Battleborn died. That was like such a good game. Okay, it's open. It was I think Gearbox. Same people who made Borderlands, yeah. I do wonder if we can unlock any doors here now. What's that blinking thingy? Oh yeah, me too. I really appreciate it when fans do that. Like, Age of Empires Online is very playable now, I believe. So I might actually do that one day. Oh, we're fighting on the table. Oh, that damage. Holy shit. Yeah, that's like the worst thing is the Nintendo attitude some developers, some companies can have. Where it's like, we're gonna kill this game. Oh, you're trying to make the game that we killed playable again? Well, we're gonna terminate that project. It's like, you know, it's like, I understand if they're running the game, they don't want people to have private servers, right? So, for example, people creating private servers for World of Warcraft or RuneScape, I get that, because that directly competes with their game, right? And it's stolen assets. But it's different when a company chooses to kill off a game, then doesn't do anything anymore, and then fans want to bring that game alive, and if they then stop that project, that's just dick move. That's just dickish. I hate that. We cannot sit on the chair, but apparently we can grab and throw it. I didn't know that. Nintendo is definitely one of the worst companies, for sure, in the game industry. I mean, I think most big companies are shit. Nintendo is shit, Sony is shit, Microsoft is shit, EA is shit, Activision Blizzard is shit, 2K is shit. Mostly because of Strauss-Zelnick leading it. He's like such a fucking mega asshole. I actually hate Strauss-Zelnick. He is such a piece of shit. The things he said in terms of like getting more things to monetize like is fucking disgusting. We do not need people like Strauss-Zelnick in the game industry. He needs to fuck off. But with a lot of companies, they're all shitty for different reasons. Timed electricity. Yeah, yeah. Who did that again? With like the goons to people's houses and shit like that, or private investigators, something like that. I forgot which company did that. 2K. Oh god. And don't forget, Take-Two and 2K are basically the same thing. Like one of them owns the other, Take-Two and 2K, but they're basically the same shit under Strauss-Zelnick. Yeah, but it's the same. Yeah, 2K and Take-Two is the same thing. Like, fucking GTA Online, GTA 5 Online, is like the most successful entertainment product ever. And I think it was Strauss-Zelnick, or maybe it was someone else, one of the leaders there, the higher-ups, they were like saying that they were under-monetizing GTA Online, which is such a piece of fucking horseshit. Because it's like purposefully made so fucking grindy. I've played so many hours with friends GTA Online back in the day. It became so fucking grindy that you were kind of feeling forced to pay real money for cash there to start unlocking and buying things. It was so shit. I'm just pissed off at how grindy they made it, because I love GTA, and GTA Online had so much potential, but they made it a bullshit grind fest, and that makes me angry. And they never fucking made any expansions for GTA Online. Because GTA 4 actually had two great expansions, which was The Lost and Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony. Two great single-player expansions that added a new character you could play, new vehicles, new guns, new story missions that were all just as good quality as base game GTA 4. So, with that success, they made GTA 5, and they not made a single-player expansion in GTA 5. That pisses me off, and instead, they did all the greedy shit in GTA 5 Online, basically. I really loathe GTA. Like, that's why I'm not even excited about GTA 6. Because I just know it's gonna be the same greedy shit. Like, the single player will probably be fine, but they're not gonna add any new content beyond the base game. They're gonna only focus on milking the online multiplayer. And I fucking loathe that so many people are, like, so hyped about GTA 6. Ah, GTA 6, GTA 6! Like, yeah, I'm sure the base game will be okay. It'll be fine, but they're gonna milk the fuck out of multiplayer and, you know, use that to fucking push people into buying, spending real money because of the grindy predatory bullshit. And if it was free to play, I wouldn't mind it. If it, like, my standards are like, if the game is free to play, I don't mind inconveniences being put into the game to incentivize purchasing, spending real money, right? Because yeah, if it's free to play, then I understand they need to make money, right? But GTA is not a free-to-play game. You pay for that game to play it. GTA 5 is a paid online experience, so you should not need to grind. You actually lost interest. So the online predation didn't affect you. Yeah. Like, the single players are all fine, but I just hate that they ruin all the potential of more expansions for single player by focusing on multiplayer only. Yeah, but I think definitely when anyone starts to play a free-to-play game, they should be aware that they're gonna experience incentives designed purposefully in the game to make you spend. The most friendly free-to-play game I've seen that never has put any pressure on me to spend real money would be Warframe. But Warframe is a very, like, loot-based game with, like, arbitrary drops, so it would not be something for you. But at least in terms of incentive to spend money, I never felt pressured. Anytime I spent money on Warframe, it was like after I spent 1,000 hours playing the game, and I was like, I want to give these developers some money. That's how I spent money on Warframe, is I just played so long, and I was like, I want to reward the devs. Oh yeah, and I believe No Man's Sky can be played single player as well, right? They've been getting so many updates. I mean, the release was fucking terrible because they lied like crazy. But after that, thankfully, they made up. I'm not realizing that's part of the manipulation. Well, I don't see that as manipulation when I don't feel pressured into spending money. If I could have chosen to not spend any money and keep playing Warframe. I just wanted to because it was just nice. And it's only been like a few times I did that. No, I definitely respectfully disagree with that. It's not because I've put in so much time. I just felt like after a while, like I'm having so much fun with this game, I want to reward them. I just want to do something nice to them because I've been having such a nice time. It's like me rewarding them. It's like the same thing like if I'd be downloading a free game someone made, free to download, and then after enjoying it so much, I'm like, oh, I want to give this guy a donation for the game to support them. I think that's taking it too far. If there's like no incentive, like there's no annoyances in the game that deliberately make you spend money. And I think that's the right way to do it. Deliberate or not, I think that's how a free-to-play game should work. So yeah, but like, don't you agree that they should be getting paid for having a free? Like, they can't endlessly keep hosting a free-to-play game, right? Because they won't make any money, and then the servers die out. Yeah. Well, at least I'm glad we can agree on that. Ow! This guy means business. Okay. We'll dodge that. But yeah, if you do agree that that's how it should work in a free-to-play game, then still calling it manipulation is a bit harsh, in my opinion. You disagree on free-to-play. Alright, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, like, the thing is that I definitely partially, like, I can definitely see where you're coming from, and to a partial degree, I kind of agree partially that free-to-play existing is a bad thing. So I can definitely see that and agree on that. However, the problem is with these multiplayer-focused games is that you need a large player base to make it viable. And if every multiplayer game would have a paid requirement, it would be too risky to make multiplayer games. Like, World of Warcraft, I think, was lightning in a bottle. They were very lucky, and it was like the first of its kind as well, but they were still very lucky that they could sell a game that you have to pay for, and pay a subscription for, and have to pay for the expansions. Like, I think that's ridiculous, and it got successful. right? That's like very rare. It's like very lucky on their part that they managed to get away with that. Whereas in most cases, if you make a multiplayer online game, you have to rely on getting a large player base. Otherwise, you're not going to sustain the servers. And making the game free to play makes that possible to get a large player base. So that's kind of the counter argument to, like, I can definitely, I definitely agree that free to play games carry a lot of negative things with them. But at the same time, multiplayer games are going to have a very tough time existing if every single one would have a paid requirement. Yeah, fair enough. But I also hope you understand my reasoning for like why free to play is like kind of a necessary evil if the industry wants to have big multiplayer games without too big of a risk. Yeah, but for example, I'm definitely not happy with World of Warcraft requiring a subscription. I think that's ridiculous, right? But I guess I'm a little bit ignorant because I've not played World of Warcraft, so I don't know how the game is balanced. I don't know if it has microtransactions or a cash shop. I would assume it has. I assume by now it probably has added a cash shop with microtransactions. Well, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it doesn't, but it is Activision Blizzard, so I would only assume that it has. They were purchase plus monthly fee. Right. In-game cash shop, I think, came later. Exactly. So that's too much monetization, and I think is unacceptable in a game you paid money for. Like, my line is definitely, if you paid money for it, it should not have microtransactions. And then we come with a very tough situation. If a game has a paid entry, but needs to retain constant revenue for keeping the servers up, then I'm like really tough on like what it should do. Like I don't have a good answer for that. Oh, we're back here. Wait, but I got out of... Oh no, I got... Look at the map too often. But yeah, I even got pissed off at RuneScape adding in cash shops and stuff. RuneScape's similar to World of Warcraft, except you don't pay for the game up front. You do pay for a subscription though after, like you can play free to play RuneScape, but like I'd say 30% of the game, maybe even less, you can play for free. And then eventually you'll get far enough, invested enough, and you'll have to pay a subscription if you want to go further into the content. Now, I do agree that for a part, it's like, you know, getting you invested and then making you spend. But I think it's like one of the lesser bad things. But I wasn't happy when they started to add more monetization in it with cash shops and shit and loot boxes. They're highly risk averse, but I disagree on the fact that multiplayer exists. And well, the thing is as well, like back then multiplayer games were also not many, so it was probably less risky to have this paid for multiplayer experience. But even then, like after that, like you'd have so many multiplayer games. Like let's imagine that all multiplayer games have been paid, right? Imagine if free-to-play would have never existed. Well, then you'd get more and more paid multiplayer games, where players would keep spreading themselves more and more thin across different multiplayer games. So thin to the point where a lot of multiplayer games would just not make the revenue, because they would have too small of a player base, and they'd start to die out. And we already have that problem with free-to-play games. It would just become like Concord over and over again in a lot of cases. That's why I think free-to-play is kind of necessary for like multiplayer games. Like actual multiplayer games that require a server. Not talking about just pure peer-to-peer multiplayer modes in otherwise single-player games. Because, yeah, something like Quake also can be hosted by players or can be done peer-to-peer or something like that. But I'm talking about true MMOs that need a server hosted by, like, developers. Well, damn, I got squashed. Oh no, I didn't know that would kill me. Shit, I thought I could just jump down. Yeah, for sure. Like, I don't think... If players can host their servers, I don't think it needs a constant revenue. You know, like, players who can just host their own Quake servers and stuff like that, like, I think there should not be constant revenue for that. So I either need to turn this off, or I need some kind of slow motion ability, because I think this is too fast to go underneath. Oh yeah, I agree on that. Arena PvP definitely doesn't need that. The only reason they have it, you know, the company hosted servers is because now they can, like, have control over player progression and monetize it. Like you could theoretically, right? If you could have magic powers, you could just take Overwatch multiplayer and make it peer-to-peer or like player hosted, like in the OG Quake. Except you wouldn't have all the progression systems and stuff like that. But that's the only reason they have like company-owned servers, that they can monetize the progression system, like loot boxes and skins. For sure, that's the only reason. Yeah. Like, I do totally understand why you dislike the artificial progression. Absolutely. Like, I can absolutely see where you're coming from with that opinion. Okay, I cannot jump over it either. Definitely running into a lot of dead ends right now, but hopefully soon enough I'll find some progression. Oh, you dick. Well, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily in favor of, like, I'm neutral, like, I really, like, it really depends on the game as well, with the artificial progression and stuff, and, you know, it all depends on, like, is it a free-to-play game, is it not a free-to-play game, how is the game balanced, how is it monetized, what is the game like, and how is the progression implemented. It's like, it all depends, but just in general I'm neutral, so I'm not like, oh, there's an artificial progression system, and I'm also not like, oh, there's an artificial progression system. It just all depends for me. So that is something. Well, I liked it because it gives me a goal, but that's not because it's an artificial progression system. If it was like a more, neutral, like, no, that's not the word. It was like, if it was a natural progression system, and it would also give me goals to get to focus on, then I'd enjoy it just as much. It's just one way to implement it to give me a goal, I guess, but you could, I guess it would take more effort to add it in more naturally. Like, I'm not saying every game should have it, and I'm also not saying that every game should not have it. But it all depends, and yeah, if implemented well, then I can like it, but same with natural progression systems. Those I can also enjoy. Yeah, and I definitely can see your point of view. Like, I can definitely see why that annoys you, and why you're not interested in it. Absolutely. Because it takes you out of the game. As one of the reasons. I got schwacked. Isn't that saying it's a locked door? Oh, it's luck because I got him here. Okay, I'm not sure how I feel about some things I can roll past and some things I cannot, because I know that projectile I need to jump over, I can't roll. Yeah, cosmetic only items, you couldn't get them from a shop. You could only get them by tracking them down from vendors in hard to reach areas with standard in-game currency and scavengers. So it's kind of like a quest line you make for yourself. Yeah, that's a natural way. And that, just like an artificial system, can also give me a goal to set and work for, right? It's just that they put in more effort in the way to implement it. So I like that system as well, in that way. So like an artificial system is not exclusively giving me goals to set, to focus on. But an artificial system is a lot easier to implement, of course. It's like the lazy route. Like, in a way, Warframe does have a lot of these focused mini quests you make yourself as well. Kind of. Because, like, if you want to... if you want to build a specific Warframe, you need to get, like, parts for it. And only a specific boss drops those parts. And then you need to craft those parts, because you only get the blueprints for it. And then you need specific resources to craft those parts, and those resources you only get in specific missions. So in that way it creates like a similar thing where you create this quest line in your head of I need to do this and then I need to go do that and get there to do that, instead of you only play the game and you fill an XP bar and then you get a reward. Seems like it doesn't need to host other than progression if they have the server model. Well, Warframe is very large in scope. It has like so many different game modes and mission types. So I don't think that could be hosted just by players or peer-to-peer. I think it's fair that that's like tied to a server. I think it like really functions like an MMO. Just not an open world. You do have like different loadings. You have loading screens between areas and stuff, but yeah, there are definitely some things that do give arbitrary rewards in Warframe, but if for a lot of items you have to like really look at like where do I get that, what do I need to do to get that, what do I need to do to get those resources. So you're constantly going like all over the place to like do things. You're like definitely making like sort of like a quest line for yourself. I have like a lot of notes for Warframe. I want to get this, I need to do this to get that, I need to do this to get that. So in a way that there is definitely a decent bit of that. But there is definitely some arbitrary stuff in it as well. I definitely will not deny that. Oh yeah. I was still talking about like the thing you said about like the reward systems, arbitrary versus natural. I think it has a bit of both in Warframe. Still don't know what these things. It's already 11. Ooh, AVG and Neighbor Nerds play Streets of Rage 4. Nice. That's gonna be a fun episode. To be fair, I'm not that knowledgeable on what is and what isn't technically achievable, so maybe I'm wrong and things could be hosted offline, but as far as my knowledge goes about like its size and stuff, like I would assume that there's more to it than only the rewards being hosted that it server to function, considering its sheer size. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it could be possible. What do I know? I'm not like a computer engineer with all that design stuff, so. Well, there is some kind of hosting done to a degree in Warframe. Like, it does work partially off server, but also partially hosting by players of like instances in a battle. So, for example, if you do like go into a co-op match, for example, then there is one of the players, like for example you have a 4-player co-op match, one of the players will be like the host as well. So if that player leaves, you do get like an abruption and it says host migration and it will assign a different player as the host. So there is something like that in Warframe, but it's not like you can play that game while the servers are offline. You still need to log in. Yeah. Exactly. So in Warframe there's definitely those instanced thingies. You can even decide to go solo, where no one can join you, and it's like you can actually pause the game if you do solo. Like in co-op modes you cannot, or if you do like invite only. But if you actually choose solo and you press escape, it will pause the mission you're on. So I generally do recommend against playing solo in Warframe. Unless you're really doing something specific that you know you can do solo and it doesn't really help in terms of efficiency with other players, but... You borked the machine. Surprised I haven't encountered another boss yet. Been doing lots of exploring. I think there is a PvP mode in Warframe somewhere, but I've never played it, I think. I'd say the game is like 98% PvE. So I could be totally wrong that there's a PvP mode. But there are like some modes I haven't even touched, but I do know for like almost entirely, like 99% there is like PvE. It's definitely a very PvE focused game. And that's why the community is also very nice and not toxic.
For the light to return to us. Save us from the jet. Unnumb our hearts from this evil.
So many items I don't use. It's similar like in Dark Souls. Like I get so many consumable items and I just don't use most of them. Just like a bad habit I have. Because I'm usually kind of like saving them for like when... Oh. Okay. Oh shit, we got boss. Double boss. Oh crap. Putas. Oh, you dick. Fuck. Oh no! Fuck! Oh no! I was so close though. Fuck. Oh. Fuck. God damn. And I used. Oh, fuck. Ouch. I got far though. That was a good first try. Fuck. I really like that fight. Oh, I should actually use one of these items. One is this one, add fire damage or electricity. What are gargoyles more weak to, fire or electricity? Maybe electricity, huh? Or electricity. Fire? I'll go with fire. Oh shit. I killed one. Come here, puta! Yeah, get fucked, bitch! Oh, that was awesome. I love that fight. Ugh, sorry for ignoring chat for a moment. I just was really in the fight and wanted to like focus on it. Whew. That's how big of a difference using items makes. That fire definitely helped. Let me just read up everything. That's great about Warframe's pause for being solo instance. Yeah, just reading up on everything right now that I missed. Alright, up to date. God. That was like really unexpected, that boss fight as well. And I really like that, like I am easily annoyed by having to deal with multiple enemies during a boss fight. Like, you know, some of the Dark Souls games have had those as well, and I got pretty annoyed by a lot of them. But here it worked really well, I felt. Because it's like, you can, because of how you roll past both of them, right? If they're both standing in the same spot, I can still roll past all of them. Right? So for example, let's say this pillar is like one is standing here, one is standing here, and I'm here. I can still go past them, right? And I can hear, this is a large arena, I can make my distance. Whereas in the 3D environment, it would be a lot harder to make that as doable, where they could be spread out more. And then if you roll away from one, you get fucked by the other, or something like that. Here it doesn't really happen that much. Like, I feel that like there's way more control of the fight in a 2D space, so I really did like that. I gotta find a way to spend my... I should probably go back. Let's go back and spend my XP. Or what are they called again? Fuck, I keep forgetting the name of the XP, because they're not XP. Like in Dark Souls they're souls, in Bloodborne they're blood shards? Something? I don't remember. And here they're something. I don't like I have to go here every time though. I prefer to just be able to spend them there. They're Nicrux. Nicrux or Nicrux. This ups my focus, which is nice. Strength increases my health. Instinct increases my faith. Nothing increases my power. Fate. Sorry, not. I do wish there were kind of tooltips though. Focus, I think, is the blue bar. Yeah, focus. This game is pretty fucking cool. And I'm hoping that when I get back to Bloodborne, I'll be able to enjoy it more and be less frustrated. Because the thing is with these kind of games is you should focus on not being frustrated and accepting that you're gonna die a lot. And you have to take it slow and methodically and stuff like that. Like, you gotta be more patient. You gotta take it slowly and patient. And I think with Bloodborne in a lot of areas, maybe I was being too impatient. Maybe beating Dark Souls, like, even to a degree, I'd say Dark Souls 2 frustration was a bit with that as well. To a degree, like, I think a lot of my complaints, I still feel the same, but to a degree, maybe some extra frustration of myself, of having too high expectations of my own abilities, and just having to take things slower. Oh, that dodge timing so satisfying. Your dick. Yeah, the first boss was like a big slow thingy, and I actually beat that without using any items. This was like two guys at the same time, so I was like, yeah, definitely gonna use some. Definitely want to make use, like, it is like one of those things where it's like the game gives you tools, make use of those tools, right? But of course some tools in games might make things too easy. See, this is like the attacks that use focus. About half of that animation was not off screen though, yeah. So we'll get to see it another time. Yeah, we'll go back there. Herman's office key. See, one thing though is the game doesn't tell me what keys unlock what. I think. I can place my own pins though, that's cool. I didn't see that earlier. I need to make use of that when I get to dead end so I can at least inform myself. So at least that's good. But it's still not gonna inform me enough, but I know. I just assume maybe these doors will be unlocked now.
Stay away from me!
Herman.
Please, no. Keep back. I can't. I have found it. Stay away. Please. I have finally done what I sought out.
Alright, if he's gonna turn into some kind of monster that I need to beat, then I'm gonna be a bit surprised that we went so long without a boss fight and now 2 boss fights right in a row.
I will not let you do this to me. I know your soul. One of a cursed man who destroyed the life I had.
Oh boy. Ow, that hurt. Oh, you dick. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Oh shit. Oh shit. Probably shouldn't use items right away. I'm greedy. Oh, you dick. Ow! Fuck. Oh, I'm so fucked now. That attack keeps getting me, man. Oh my god, got him first try. Before phase 2. Oh no! What do you mean phase 2? Question is, will I have to redo phase 1 again? Because I felt like I used a lot of items there to even beat phase 1. And that was probably not a good thing. I should probably rely more on learning rather than items. Yep, phase 1 again. Okay, fair enough. Gonna be a lot of dying then. Maybe I should use my other weapon to have more range. Yeah, so I don't want to waste too many items, so I'm gonna actually spend more time learning the boss fight. Because otherwise I'm just gonna keep wasting my items away, right? But at least it's... I really love the checkpoint. It's like right here. So nice of the devs to do that. Just literal checkpoint in front of the boss. And you can even get your XP back here, which is very nice. Instead of putting the XP drop here in the boss fight. And it forces you... Oh, I stood up too soon. This will give me better range, and he's got like some mass... Ooh. I'll do less damage with the range here, but... It'll help me, I think, be a bit safer. Oh, goddamn. Yeah, double that one. I don't think I'll be beating this one tonight, but it's crazy that there's 2 freaking phases. Well, once I'll learn how to get it done, then phase won't be as hard. I was being greedy again. I do like 30 damage with that one. And with this I do like what? 35. Okay, it's not a big difference to be fair. So that's definitely a double tap. There's a lot of double taps. That one is the AoE. And then you can move out of the way right away. Nice. That does a lot. Double tap. Duck. Nice T-tap. Oh, I went too early there. Oh, I didn't know I had that attack. Didn't try that one yet. Ooh, when I died. Yeah, have a good night, Slayer. I'm also gonna go to bed. Because the thing is that this boss fight is gonna take me a long time to learn. And I don't want to do that right now, because it'll be better if I do that tomorrow. But that looks like a cool boss fight, and I'm trying to enjoy it, and I feel motivated to learn it. And I'm definitely like for first phase is going a lot better now. I learned most of the attack patterns. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm just surprised that there were 2 bosses really this quick in a row, but okay, whatever. This is really good so far. Really enjoying it, and hopefully I'll have a more positive mind getting back into Bloodborne eventually. Hopefully, still this year, maybe. Maybe I'll find some time in December. But yeah, I wish everyone a wonderful night. Thank you so much for coming over. I hope you all enjoyed, had a good time. I appreciate all the chatting. And yeah, I'll be in tomorrow. Y'all have a wonderful night. Take care.